All right, we're back with Dome Keeper, okay? We're back with Dome Keeper. If you were watching our previous run where we had to leave because we had a sponsored segment 3 hours in and it looked like we could set a new PB, that run is dead to us because I simply cannot recover the thread that I had. I can't remember where we were going. I can't remember what our strategies were. Hold on. Will we cross 500 points? Let's write that in the most ambiguous way possible. Will we cross 500 points? And then we're just going to start it up. Apparently there's a new laser. Or maybe the previous laser has just been changed. Looks the same to me. Unable to kill a scarecrow in like 4 seconds. And then there's a new keeper too. Oh, I don't have the... It's on the beta build. Okay, I don't have the beta build. Which is fine. We could get it for next time. I'm a repellent Andy, and I play prestige mode. And I'm not afraid to admit it. And honestly, I'm like a little... I like a little kiwi. I like a little kiwi. You can now get double laser with max power. Ooh. Play any more Marvel Snap last night? I hit pool 2, and my first card was Morbius. I probably played like... I played enough games of Marvel Snap last night to do my dailies. And I did see the first Morbius card I've ever seen in my life. I didn't unlock it, but somebody dropped a Morbius against me. And I went, Bat Chest! Bat Chest! It's the guy from the meme! That's Morbius! I forgot. You don't need your mouse for this game. Okay, send me. Did you cry? I might have squirted some. Stay pegged, everyone. What collection are you? I think I'm on collection level. I don't know, I'm like 230 or something like that. It comes in fits and spurts, right? Like, when I played on Sunday, like, they hadn't had the new level of the battle pass or whatever. Like, I got grifted into purchasing, so, like, I earned almost no levels. But then the new weekly challenges for the battle pass came out yesterday, so I don't know, I got, like, 20 or 30 levels just playing, like, very casually yesterday. Fun game. It's a very fun game. Would love to know your thoughts on this. You bought it? Yeah, it was $13 Canadian. It's no... Oh, whoa, 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 whoa! It's no big deal. It's a small... That's literally... It's the price of a Subway footlong sandwich. I just play for frame break. How do I shoot? Jay, I mean, if you're playing for frame break, you might have already heard this. I'm not trying to tell you that you haven't. But if you're playing for frame break, wait until you hear that dude say, "Shiny logo!" He goes off, dude. I wish I was excited about anything as much as the Marvel Snap announcer is by shiny logo. Or by a card getting animated to, like, the literal, like, minimum possible amount of animation to still qualify as not being a static image. Hey, what's going on with this eyeball? You see this eyeball? A golden legendary! Okay, I'm gonna see the wave meter. That's important for me. Just part of the Halloween update. Can I click on it or anything? No, eyes are just under the cobalt now. Okay. I should have saved you for a freaking tree. I'm stupid. I'm out of the game, man. I'm out of practice. If you want the Halloween skins, you gotta play on Relic Hunt. Well, see, so Relic Hunt is a great, like, is a great time filler if I accidentally die by being bad, which is definitely well within the realm of possibility. Hey, NL, I'm on my way to Victoria for a cheeky vacation. I used to live there, but any recommendations? What are you talking? You should be giving me the recommendations. I don't know anything about Victoria, quite frankly. I mean, I've been there twice. Everything I did was within, I would say, like, 500 meters of our hotel, which was on the water. So I would recommend that you go to that really nice Fairmont where they do all the Christmas stuff. And then the museum that's close by. And yeah, you know what? Swing by Phillips Brewing if you're into that. They make some good stuff. How are you getting to Victoria? Ride the BC ferry. You know, that's a bit of tourism in and of itself. Okay, well, it's unfortunate. Ooh, or is it? Or is it? Please remember your best run was with Debilitating Mist, not Wither. Yeah, but that's a sample size of 1. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying, like, I'm not sold that Mist is better, and I'm not sold that Wither is better. I think they're both still up in the air for me. But now that you have mentioned that, I'll probably take Mist, because it's going to be the most recent data point sticking in my head. Which is also fine, for the record. Okay, I'm thinking... Usually, I think I prioritize Gadget too much. I think I go too heavy into the Gadget. As good as Repellent is, maybe we would be better off prioritizing some Econ. Like this. And then you can save 4... and use that to maybe get to better... We don't necessarily need drill speed, but like, think about the knock-on effects of getting 25% faster drill speed on like wave 3. That would be nutty. It's like locking into, you know, a certified deposit for 30 years at like 8%. Am I right? Am I right? Hey, it's the day after Halloween. We can talk about finance again. People are like, oh, you can't talk about that stuff now. It's Halloween. You gotta talk about ghosts and goblins and Hocus Pocus 2 now on Disney+. Are you crazy? I literally just walked over here. You listen to Odd Lots? Is it that obvious? I do. Odd Lots is my, I would say is my number 3 podcast. Every week I listen to Animal Spirits and The Compound and Friends. And then if my walks or if being outside, hello, has led me to be like more than 2 podcasts deep, usually I go to Odd Lots right after that. Odd Lots is my number 3, with no disrespect to Tracy Alloway and Joe Weisenthal. It's a tough choice. I almost feel like I would go Stun Laser just so that we keep 2 spaces available. And then, like, I would love Teleporter Condenser, don't get me wrong. And Condenser is great. But I feel like we can get Condenser later because that's when the auto overcharge is like the most valuable thing. So I think let's keep our 2 spaces open and go Stun Laser for now. That makes sense to me. That seems reasonable. Thank you. All Drillbert haters are welcome in this chat, by the way. I appreciate it. What the hell? He's listen, people go they don't evaluate their counterfactuals, Justin. They say things like, "Whoa, Drillbert is good." Yes, Drillbert is better than like an empty space. But he's worse than, in my opinion, he's worse than everything that can go in an actual space. Maybe not worse than everything, but worse than most of the things that go in the empty space, that go in a space. I think it would be nice if like Drillbert was just like a dude and he didn't take up a spot. If he didn't take up a gadget spot and you could just have him in addition, I would be pogging out of my gourd. I'm not afraid to say it. Well, Drillbert 5 out of 10. Drillbert with no space. 10 out of 10. So true. Hey, Loki had a medkit and Ninja Zombie. Thank you. Thanks for the gifted subscriptions. Thank you. By the way, thanks for asking. We had a great Halloween. Appreciate it. And Peachy Bats, thanks for the gifted subscriptions as well. Thank you. I know you're gonna. The first thing nobody ever asks how my Halloween is. They only ask how my tweet came to be. How did my tweet come to be? That was had a great Halloween. Stay pegged, everyone. Well, I typed. Listen, here's how it went. Okay, I was sitting at my kitchen counter. I typed into my phone. I typed had a great Halloween. Stay pogged, everybody. Send tweet. Went to the bathroom, peed, washed my hands, then looked at my phone and was like, why does this shit have 400 likes in like 90 seconds? Read it through and realized it said stay pegged. Every reply was, huh? And then I was like, you know what? It's a happy accident. You can't delete that after it already comes out. It's a funny tweet. It's a Chib tweet. Dude, I was honestly like, I felt like I usually feel like Salieri. Tag yourself, I'm Salieri. But with that tweet, I felt like Mozart. Like I had accidentally made art effortlessly. And I imagine there was probably a Salieri out there that was looking at it that was like, I tried my best to come up with all these tweets and yet nobody ever likes them, but this tweet, all he did, look at the misspelling, the accidental autocorrect. It's beautiful. It's like a gift from God himself. The baldness, the lights, romancing, so natural, misspelling. Anyway, sorry. I did just buy Drill Speed, right? Minnesota. You bought Laser? Oh, I meant to buy Drill Speed. Whoops. Oops. So true, so true. But yeah, it was good. There was like, we went to a lot of houses. Everybody was very nice. There was one house where there was a man pretending to be a skeleton decoration. And we knew it going into it, right? He's not being a bad guy, it's Halloween. So we saw him, he was like leaning up against a fence post at his property. This is scary. And we walked up. And he saw that our daughter was like, you know, a little kid, right? So he went boo, but he went boo in like the most calm way possible. He just moved a little bit and was like, boo. And our daughter freaked out and was like, Daddy! And like turned around and like buried her head in my knees. And I was like, it's okay, it's okay. It's just, he's just a guy. What are you so scared of? He's just a guy. I should have bought the freaking Drill Speed, man. I didn't know it was on 12. Anyway. So then, I think he felt bad. He was like, oh, here, take some candy, take some candy. And she was like sidling over to him. But she didn't want to, like, get close. So she was holding her bucket out at, like, arm's length. And it, like, just kept inching forward bit by bit by bit by bit by bit until finally he could put a little candy into her bucket. And then we left. But it was very funny. I see you changing colors, you piece of crap. Look at that. Me asking for any affection. So true. I actually got freaked out, too. Like, just a little bit. Like, at Halloween for, like, a little kid, you know, you're just out there. Everybody's dressed in, like, you know, Disney costumes and stuff like that. You're just out there to have a good time. Then there was, like, a lady dressed like, Mr. Big Hat or whatever her name is from Dr. Sleep. And she just dropped, like, some loose candy into my kid's bucket and then said, Hi, children, come with me, children, come with me, in like a really spooky voice. And I was like, I'm not letting her eat that shit. I'm gonna eat that shit. If I get poisoned, whatever. I think she was just being like a little freak, which is fine. It's Halloween. It's the day of the freaks. But like at the same time, I was like, this, you know, you gotta be a little bit more careful with, like, sure. If I don't know, it's a 2-year-old. Don't like pretend to abduct our 2-year-old. Drop a bunch of like hubba bubba into her Mickey Mouse pumpkin. I'm going up. I'm going up. I'm breathing in the gold squares. Oh, oh. And that was 7 different songs merged together. I don't know. That was Imagine Dragons meets Surface Pressure from Encanto meets there was a lot in there. I only needed 8 for this the whole time. I'm so out of the game, man. I thought I needed 12 the whole time. No! Listen, we have 4 triangles. I hate to do it, but like, you gotta make up for the mistakes we made. We're not doing things very efficiently right now. Mistakes have been made. But you know what? I mean, this is why I said we gotta not continue the run that we just did. Cause like, I mean, I've been playing games that don't require as much skill as Dome Keeper for a little bit now. Like Overwatch 2, for example, and Marvel Snap. So, like, I gotta get back into the strategy here. We would have thrown the last run in like 5 seconds. We should drill up, man. Like, the right time to drill up is when we got the drill speed. Even though the substrate is thick as molasses. It's the right time. That's going to save us a lot of cycles in the future. Oh, that's not even straight up. I have overtime day 16 in played up, and I 100% chance I can't go back to it. I saw that run. I saw part of it at least. I went to your stream, and I saw that you had a huge restaurant. The restaurant was the size of my camera frame, and then the serving area is like this big. And then there's like a little area over here where you grab plates and then drop them on stuff. And then the rest of the entire restaurant is auto cooking, plating, serving, and washing the dishes that come from meat pies. And I was like, dude, this game has left me behind. You know, I've only beaten day 15 or day 12 or whatever one time with mouth and sips. A single time. Pretty embarrassing. And honestly, like, I'm kind of cracked at Overcooked. Let's get some debilitating mist. You know, we asked for it. It slows them down. Okay, that's fine. I am cracked at Overcooked. Honestly, I'm pretty cracked at Cook Serve Delicious. I don't know if David is here. I don't want to like inject hopium unnecessarily. Like, almost every day that I wake up and I'm like, I don't know what to play, I'm like, maybe today's the day I start a degen run of like Cook Serve Delicious 3, and I just play for the next 100 streams. I just try to get gold stars in every level in Cook Serve Delicious 3. But I'm waiting for Infinite, probably. What do you mean, degen run? I'll be honest, I just like saying the word degen. Doesn't necessarily have any meaning associated with it, I suppose, such as. Okay, this is good. This is good. I'll wait for you. There we go. Variety says Stanley Tucci was tapped to play you in the biopic. I mean, that's fine. I don't take offense or whatever to the fact that Stanley Tucci is like fucking 58 years old and I'm 33 or whatever. If anything, I feel like I should play Stanley Tucci in the Stanley Tucci biopic. I think Stanley Tucci is a great example, and there's a few guys like this. Stanley Tucci is a great example of a man who got a lot hotter the older he got. Like, if you look at, you know, Big Night or something like that, something from the early 90s, it's not that Stanley Tucci was ever, you know, like a bridge troll or something like that. But he was kind of like, you know, he hadn't embraced the baldness fully. Maybe, you know, he hadn't been on testosterone replacement treatment or something like that yet. But then, by the time he got to, like, 50, holy cow, Stanley Tucci was like... you see his forearms when he's like muddling the mint, when he's making mojitos and stuff like that? Good Lord. And he rolls up his sleeves to like the perfect length. They're always like here. He's got like a European roll. I don't know how they do that, man. How do they do that? I never know what she's doing. We should probably improve our mist, in my opinion. Mist slows longer. That sounds great to me. I would also say another example, Steve Carell. I think that's a great example. Steve Carell, circa the 40-year-old virgin. He's just a normal guy. No offense at all. Just a normal guy. Steve Carell now. Yes, Daddy. I know. Never say that again. Okay, I'm working on it. Bro, come on. It's November! Stay pegged, everybody. Why do you say biopic like it's a medical procedure? Because biopic sounds stupid. That sounds like something invented by like a G.I. Joe villain. He's like, wait till I hit G.I. Joe with my biopic, then I'll take control of his mind. Like, it sounds so stupid. They both sound stupid. Should just call it, I mean, I don't see why we have to use a short form at all. We could just call them, like, biographical films. I guess I should debilitate. That's what it's short for, though? Yeah, but it sounds stupid. Just because you make, like, a short form doesn't mean the short form is not dumb. Would love to know your thoughts on this. Man, this is psycho mining, dude. This is crazy. What am I thinking here? I wish biopics weren't so popular. That's the thing, though. I feel like they're not popular. They just get made a lot when... Like, I feel like actors just make them when they want to win an Oscar. That's my 2 cents on it. Like, no kind of cinema is more boring to me than, like, guy who has never won an actor is playing, like, famous rock... Or never won an Oscar, I should say, is playing famous rock musician who died before their time. Playing world leader. Hey, you know that this guy's important, but you're too lazy to read up on, like, the actual history? Don't worry. We'll distill it down to 2 hours, and here's Josh Duhamel. Josh Duhamel is playing Noam Chomsky in Chomsky. Comes out in New York and LA on December 28th. The rest of the country, January 17th. The inimitable Josh Duhamel. No, listen, Josh Duhamel, no disrespect to Duhamel, but he's very mittable. Josh Duhamel is kind of like Timothy Olyphant. He's kind of like, he's got a little like Mark Wahlberg going on. He's got a lot of, he's very mittable. He can be mitted. You must be debilitated. I will say, I'm, and this isn't my fault. This is not anybody else's fault. I'm way more into the idea of that Weird Al Yankovic biographical film. I'm going to be the change I want to see in the world. Now that I realize that I actually just missed the joke, and the joke is that he's lived like a pretty normal life. I thought it was the first time I saw the trailers, I must have been tired or something, but when he was like playing the accordion shirtless and like drinking out of the Jack Daniels bottle on stage, I was like, oh, here we go again. Another like, you know, rise to fall to rise story of rock. Then I read something online that was like everything in the movie is made up because he's just a normal guy. I was like, yeah, I probably should have like I should have picked up on that, but when I saw the trailer the first time. Please, thank you. You thought he dated Madonna? It's not like I thought he dated Madonna, but like if somebody had told me, you know, Weird Al Yankovic dated Madonna in the 80s, I would have been like, okay, I don't know. I wasn't alive. What, you're like lying to me just for fun? This is a little bit messed up. How do I know who Weird Al Yankovic and Madonna... I don't know a rigorous story of their love life in the decade I, you know, was born at the tail end of. You were alive in the 80s? Yeah, but like the same way that you guys were alive in the 2000s. Like your asses were born in like 2007 or something like that. Like you're so young, you think Transformers from Michael Bay is like an old movie. Weren't you born in 1986? Don't insult me, I was born in 1988. 1986. Who do you think I am? Dan? I don't want to put him on blast, actually. I think that Dan might be a I think he might be a 1984 guy, honestly. In more ways than the obvious. You got to live through the 90s, though? Yeah, I mean, like in a literal way. I'm saving. I'm probably using some triangles to heal, and then I'm saving. I mean, like, I was 11 in 1999. In fact, I was 11 in the year 2000 as well for almost all of it. You gotta take a hit now and then. It's just the way the game works. Okay, why don't you do some stunning? I'll take this guy out. Hey, hey, hey. More debilitating, please. Stop it. Stop it. This is my dome. I'm channeling the energy I should have used against the guy who stole my barbecue cover. Bruce Boudreaux really gassing us up? Jay, you're like, you're way too excited for a early season Tuesday night away game against the Vancouver Canucks. Like, I feel pressure, and I'm not even on the team anymore. Like, it's just a Tuesday night game. It's going to start at 10 p.m. your time. You should just, like, you should go to bed, honestly, after, like, the second period. I'm not trying to start a rivalry with New Jersey. Like, you guys you're doing really well this year. And we're in different conferences. Like, we don't have to, it's just fun. Out-of-conference games are just fun. Inter-division games are where you get, like, hurt feelings. $13. Okay. I'm going to maximize my debilitate. I think my personal take is that the next thing I would love to have is a little bit of speed. We'll probably have to heal. I'm guessing he wasted that first gadget. What are you talking about? It's stun laser. It's not wasted. You got to cherish it when you're good. That's true. I mean, I forgot that I had those cubes down there. I still think fondly back to like the bubble playoffs. Chris Tanev beats Minnesota. Minnesota! Game 5. Overtime, like 7 seconds in. Oh, man. Elias Pettersson getting into a board battle with known goon Ryan Hartman, tapping him on the back between the numbers, and he just goes down like he got shot in his spine. Oh! No disrespect to Minnesota. I mean, every team does it, but, you know, it's good guys versus bad guys. The team that you root for is always the good guys. Beating St. Louis in 7 games, thanks to Bo Horvat just choosing to put the team on his back. Taking Vegas to 7 games, including making Jonathan Marchessault so mad on Instagram that he tweeted, "Stop wasting my time. Your dog is as ugly as you are. Go suck on your mommy's titties." Also, Ryan Reeves mic'd up worst trash talk of all time. There you go, you little squirt. It's got to be one of the... People don't like playing Vegas. They're a very nasty team. They get under your skin. Meanwhile, Vegas be like, there you go, you little squirt. Anyway. Let me go. Let me, I'd like to repel you. I'd like to repel you. I'd like to... What a waste of my time. There we go. I got nothing but respect for New Jersey. And the old Jersey, for that matter. And that Cafe Ube that Sips keeps talking about. Well, not New Jersey, the state, and I don't mean this disrespectfully, but I just don't really know, like, what's going on there, except for Chris Christie. But, like, New Jersey, the team, cool jerseys. You know, growing up, I always loved a team with strong goaltending. I don't want to get Jay started. I will say that, like, as discourse has progressed, Martin Brodeur has actually become one of the most underrated goalies in history, for sure. We gotta go probe. It was like, at first, it was like, he's the greatest goalie of all time. Look at how many wins he has. And then, it was like, no, he was just on incredible teams. His stats should be discounted as a result. And now everybody's like, nobody even entertains the thought that, like, Brodeur or Waugh could be the best goalie of the 90s. Instead, it's like, oh, dude, if you don't think it's Hasek, then it's gotta be. Like, Hasek, it might be Hasek. He did some incredible stuff. But at the same time, like, you gotta put a little respect on Waugh. You gotta put a little respect on Brodeur. Also, Brodeur played, like, 9 years longer than Hasek and Waugh. Well, I guess Waugh started a little earlier. Listen, nobody cares. I know. You hear that sound? Who's the best goalie of the 2010s? I mean, it's got to be Carey Price, right? I don't even think that's too up for debate. Marc-Andre Fleury? Jay, I'm starting to think you have a bias towards championships and towards longevity. No disrespect. I can see why you would, given that, you know, Brodeur's your guy. Also, the West doesn't count in my brain. Okay, that's fair. Dude, I feel like, honestly, and again, this is like way too hockey pilled, so I apologize, but Dome Keeper runs are like very long. Also, so hold on, I got stun locked. As a Caps fan, I miss Crosby. What the hell are you talking about? He's here. He's still playing. He's still, not only still playing, but he's still doing great stuff. He's not the best player in the league anymore, but he's top 10, probably. I don't know, that's just off the top of my head, but... Is Crosby in the room with us right now? Give us your top 10? No, because the East doesn't exist for me. But that ties into what I was going to say, is like when I grew up in Ontario, I only watched East teams, and everyone that like wrote about hockey, because this was like pre-blogs, was like, oh, the East is so weak. The West teams, Colorado, Detroit, you know, Marcus Naslund, West Coast Express era, Vancouver, like blah, blah, blah. You get the idea? Then I moved out to Vancouver, and I was like, finally, I get to experience West Coast hockey, or Western Conference hockey. And now everyone's like, look at how weak the damn West is. The East is so good. Look at this. Tampa Bay, the Florida Panthers, the Maple Leafs, the Capitals, the Penguins, the Rangers. The wheel turned, man. When your team wins, what's your favorite rioting activity to do? This shit is like so disrespectful. This is actually like a civic tragedy. You better not be an American sports fan. Yeah, you see the dude in Phil. You'd be like a Flyers fan. Hey, when you lose tonight, don't burn down your city. Hey, when you win tonight, don't eat horse feces. Hey, when you lose tonight, don't throw batteries at the players, okay? How does that sound? They weren't players, it was Santa Claus. Sorry, I've been told that before. I forgot. It's beneath me to suggest they threw batteries at the players. It was Santa Claus. That was 50 years ago? Bro, the riot was like 12 years ago. I didn't even live here. You can't have it both ways, too. People are like, I hate going to Rogers Arena. It's all suits. Meanwhile, they're like, it's 1-0 for the opposing team. We got to get out of here. These fans are violent. Grab my Arc'teryx. We got to go. Okay, I'm just thinking. We're taking too much damage. I should invest in improving my life. I think we have so much water. Let's get cheap stun laser upgrades. I will take the damage. And then we'll use our next cube infusion to get some... to get laser speed and start working to like double laser speed or something. I don't know if we're going to find anything over here, but let's take a look. Okay, we didn't. The Nets fired your boy Steve Nash. No! Get ready for the curse of Steve Nash to fall upon you. I literally didn't even live in Canada during the Vancouver Stanley Cup riots, man. My ass was in Korea. I hadn't even been to Vancouver at that stage in my life. I was probably laughing along with you, the ignorant rabble. Hold on, hold on. Okay, let's go down. Steve Nash is a terrible head coach. Well, it's one of those things, right, where like those who can do can't coach. I'm gonna leave this here for tree potential, okay? I didn't charge up my probe. What a fool. Like, Steve Nash is so good at getting assists and shooting three-pointers that, of course, he's not going to be a good coach. What can he do? He's going to be like, oh, my advice for you on this play is be 5'9" and have, like, laser auto-targeting vision. There's no room for a tree there? You don't know that? Okay. No, doesn't it just need 3 spaces above it? I think there's space. They let manlets play basketball? Yeah, if you're really good at passing. I don't know why being like a short king is good for the passing game, but like I don't know a lot about basketball, to be honest. But if you're short, maybe it's all based on NBA Jam in my head. If you're short, you're good at assisting and stealing and possibly shooting three-pointers, although the game has changed since NBA Jam Tournament Edition came out. You can run between the tall player's legs. Oh, like a Hoth snow speeder versus an AT-AT. Kyle Lowry tried that versus the Bucks. I honestly, in my head, I was like, don't say Mike Lowry. Don't say Mike Lowry. And then the first thing my ass was about to say, oh, Mike Lowry tried that against the Bucks? Yeah, I tried to run under Giannis Antetokounmpo's legs because I'm Mike Lowry. That's a little Bad Boys reference for you. Ooh, baby. Baited the Star Wars bat chest and I'm pissed. Jay, it's so funny to me that you like... Listen, it's just media. It doesn't matter that much. This is just for a joke. I think it's great that you bought low on Star Wars. Maybe that's the way to describe it. Like at peak Star Wars bat chest ability, you're like, this is my time to finally like watch the franchise for the first time. And it actually worked out kind of well for you, I think, because maybe you went through a little bit of being like condescended to, but then right after that, like a year after that, Andor came out, which is apparently great, but I can't bring myself to watch it because I'm just like, you know, fool me with like, it's great, but so what, you know? You think I can make it down and up in time? Please. Yes! I need 2 cubes. 2 cubes allows me to get the next laser upgrade. That was a huge get. Andor is great. Don't be a wimp. Watch it. What do you mean don't be a wimp? I'm not scared of anything. I watched all 8 episodes of Guillermo del Toro's Cabinet of Curiosities. No media can scare me, okay? I'll summon an even faster laser. It is quick. It is quick with it. Thank you! Thank you for stopping the pterodactyl! Stay on him. Stay on him. Dude, actually, Stun Laser is doing some incredible work. No, no, no. You don't get to shoot at me. You don't get to shoot at me. Is there an opposite of Bat Chest? I would say Kino is like the opposite of Bat Chest. Kino is like a movie that you don't like. You found it like really boring, but you know that you would be smart if you liked it. Oh, that movie was Kino, dude. Koyaanisqatsi, hot seat? That's Kino. Oh, Terrence Malick's The Tree of Life? Yeah, that movie's Kino. High Life? Oh, man, High Life might be the most Kino movie of all time. You're absolutely right. That movie where Charlotte Gainsbourg cut off Willem Dafoe's cock with a pair of scissors? That's Kino. No doubt about it. Some of the most Kino shit that's ever existed, quite frankly. The Lobster is Kino? Hey, pump the brakes. The Lobster is actually a great movie. Is it Kino? Yeah. Okay, you just... Get in your hole, Cube! The cube is the hole is your home. Why don't you want to go back to your home? You are the lobster? No, the walrus was Paul. Goo goo gajoob, goo 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 gajoob. Hey, 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 hey! Beatles -2. Listen, I don't care who knows it, and I don't care who has a problem with it. In my opinion, Beatles, one of the most influential bands of all time. I know, it's a bit of it's a rare take. I will say, I know I said this on stream fairly recently. If you don't like the Beatles, and the main reason for that is the 5 years of music they made that just goes, shake it up, baby, shake it up, baby, twist and or shout, twist and or shout, then I stand with you on that. I don't think you should be canceled and put in the public square in stocks and tarred and feathered for that take. I don't think that's, I mean, I think those songs are fine. But to me, that's not like the reason you would put respect on the Beatles. The respect comes from, 1966 to 1970. And even if you want to take a little disrespect off of like 1970, where they start to get into their more like contemporary, like blues sort of classic rock inspiration, then sure. I'm like, if you listen, ooh, it's fruit and it's fruity. If you listen to, Get Back, and you're like, why would I listen to this instead of listening to, like, I don't know, Blue Oyster Cult or something like that? Fair enough. But that 1966 to 1969, like, Revolver through Abbey Road era, you gotta, I find it disingenuous to not put at least a little respect on that. Look at that. I even took my stall there. I'm getting a lot of plus twos here. I'm getting a lot of plus twos. People who like the Beatles remind me of 8-year-olds who drink coffee to be mature. You know a lot of 8-year-olds that act like Twitch chat? That's not an 8-year-old's personality. Take it from somebody that interacts with children as a result of both having a child and also my job. That's more of like a 17-year-old. That's like the high school senior who shows up with like a Starbucks cup because they're like, this is what fancy adults drink. Hey, he burned us. Hey, I'm just a guy. I'm trying to save my money to get double laser and strong laser, quite frankly. But I think we could use some drill speed too, and some health. Excuse me. Got a little mucosal. I haven't been sick for like, I haven't been sick probably since Sunday. Just like whatever cold and flu virus I inherited, just been like living inside of my my sinuses. Something, you know when you are about to hork up an oyster and you go, when I do that, the first time I do it, I feel like a pressure right like at the back of my head on the right side, like under my skull. And I'm like, oh my god, it feels like my skull is gonna like explode. And then I do it one more time, and I guess that's the mucus coming from my brain. Finally making it into like my throat, and then I spit it out. And I'm like, oh, I feel amazing. Pardon me. Pardon me. Hold on, I got nerd voice. Have you spoken to a doctor recently? No, they won't talk to me. Whoa, 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 whoa! This is a spicy wave, to be sure. Don't give me that shit. That's such like, I hate to use this term, but I'm the only person using it properly. It's so virtue signaling when you like get sick and people are like, you should go talk to a doctor. You're like, yeah, bitch, I know. Can you fix the medical system right now so that I can actually use doctors the way they were intended to be used in the first place? Can you fix the medical system regionally, provincially, nationally, and worldwide so that I can actually go speak to a doctor when I'm sick instead of just, when I've broken my leg or something like that? If no, then stop telling me to see a doctor, okay? That shit is impractical. Oh, you got a cold? Okay, we can get you in 6 weeks from now. I won't be sick by then? Yeah, but if you are, you'll be glad that you had this appointment. Holy cow, a gadget. And a little mother load. Don't go to Emerge. Just go to a family doctor. That's literally what I'm talking about. Anytime we've... Like, we went through this when Kate's dad was having neurological symptoms. Called the family doctor. Hey, I don't have appointments spots opening up anytime soon. Just go to the emergency room. Go to the emergency room, wait 12 hours. They're like, yeah, we can't treat this at Emerge. You need to go see a neurologist. Get a referral to a neurologist. Fuckers open Monday through Thursday. Guess when he went to the emergency room? On a Thursday. Okay, good. Great system we got here. I guess we'll just like let him pass away over the weekend instead. I really don't want Converter, man. I hate to say it. I think that we need to hodl for the teleporter. We got a lot of cubes coming up. I'm gonna buy HP. But yeah, sure. When I have a runny nose, I'll just go see a doctor. I'm on it. I too live in a fantasy world. I'll use one of those like telehealth apps where you pay like $75 and you only have to wait on your phone for 2 hours, and then you get on a Zoom call with somebody who you have never interacted with before. We did that. Our kid had incredibly puffy eyes once, and we tried to call the doctor, and they're like, "Oh, we can't see you. Are you dead? No, then don't come in." So we did a Zoom call with some doctor we've never met before. He's like, "Hey, can you take a photo of your daughter's eyes and send it?" And I was like, "Okay, here it is." And they're like, yeah, we can't really diagnose this over the phone." And I'm like, "Then why the fuck are you here?" Then what do you do? I don't understand what your purpose is then. It doesn't make any sense. Anyway, I'll just ride this cold out. I'm not worried about the cold. The cold never bothered me anyway. So true, so true. Probe? I don't think that's really necessary right now, given that I have... Look at my prodigious cube selection. I'm gonna lose my mind. It's so boring when you use the same 2 gadgets every time. Pick Drillbert, 2022 challenge, difficulty degree impossible. Hey, log off. You're having an episode. I'm saying this with your best interest in mind. You need to experience. You need to gain some perspective, and you need to go outside. Maybe just breathe in some fresh air for a little bit. I will never stop posting. You might stop posting here. That's all I'm gonna say. Breathe in the chemicals, so true. Oh, whoa, oh. I can't stop you from posting, but I can limit your ability to post in this location. Hey, Anel, did you know that BB No Money follows you on Twitter? Yes, I'm very famous and inspirational. I have got a lot of very, very famous and very popular friends. None of that rolls downhill to impact me in any positive way, but also not in any negative way. Next time, say his name right. BB No Dollar? BB No Money? Baby No Money? You never give me your money. You only give me your dedication. And in the middle of the perspiration, I burk dern. I'm a U.S. Senator, IRL? Wait, okay, which senator? Which senator? There's a right answer. Well, there's like a less wrong answer. You Chuck Grassley motherfucker, Dairy Queen bathroom destroying piece of shit. Chuck Grassley, what are you doing in here, you motherfucker? Chuck Grassley, you old ass. I'm not flaming, I'm just saying. What's the? I remember Rob was telling me. What's that Chuck Grassley thing? He keeps tweeting like, "I'm at Dairy Queen. You know what that means? Winky face or something like that." And then it turns out that like people started asking him like, "What does that mean?" And he's like, "It means I'm eating ice cream." It's like a 90-year-old man's idea of what it means to be quirky. It's so funny. Everyone was like, you know, if like a 30-year-old man tweeted like, "I'm at Dairy Queen, you know what that means?" They would be arrested in like 30 seconds. When a 90-year-old man does it, they're just like, he's eating ice cream. He's probably eating vanilla ice cream right now. "91 of my 99 annual county meetings completed for the 41st time. You know what that means." It's like, it's, oh no, time for you know what. It's so good. People are like, "What is you know what?" Is going to Dairy Queen to eat some ice cream. It's so good. Okay, give me the double laser for now. We get laser power, and then maybe we can finally start to be like more than 20 points, okay? It is funny, because you're not wrong. Dairy Queen is like not good. Although a Blizzard kind of goes hard, and the chicken strip basket has a certain quality all of its own. This could be a tree as well. I know we got another tree spot, but like, let's just, no reason to make any enemies here. Might as well leave it. But again, I haven't had a chicken strip basket at Dairy Queen for 15 years, because every single one takes 15 years off your life. So I'm like, I'm due, man. I'm debilitating you. You're being debilitated. What do you mean you can make a Butterfinger Blizzard at home that's just as good? Has DIY culture gone too far? How the hell are you making a Blizzard at home? Have you seen the proprietary machinery they use to make it? I'm not saying it's like a wonder of science. Like, it obviously is just some sort of like ice cream, but like, like what are you doing? You just gotta put ice cream in a blender? No, oh, but you're not making your own ice cream? You know how easy it is to make your own ice cream? Oh, and you're not making your own Butterfinger either? Like, it's literally... Here's the thing that people need to realize, okay? If something is a treat, you don't necessarily have to go through making it at home. Because if you make it at home, if you're like, "Oh, I'm spending too much money at Dairy Queen, I'm gonna start making my own Blizzards," you gotta stop eating so many fucking Blizzards. You're gonna die. They're not good for you. Like, the problem is not that the Blizzard is too expensive. It's that you shouldn't be eating like 3 Blizzards a week. You should be eating like one every 6 months when you find yourself at a Dairy Queen. After like a child's softball game or something like that. As soon as you find yourself getting to the point where you're like, "I need to cut back on my Blizzard budget, I'm going to start making it in my own blender at home," that's like, you got to reevaluate your lifestyle choices, I think. It is cool to serve them to friends, though. I mean, I guess. I mean, I would, if I went to one of my friends' houses and they were like, "Hey, do you want something to eat?" And I was like, "What do you got?" And they said, "I could make you a Dairy Queen Blizzard." I would be like, "Yeah, I'll have that." So you got me there. I can't really argue with that one. That's a good point. But like, as soon as somebody said, "Oh yeah, I make them at home to save money," I would be like, "Pump the brakes." I guess I can mine this, because we're going to build a tree higher if we're going to build a tree. Just got done watching a children's softball game. You know what that is? You know what that means? Tweets with threatening auras that are actually completely harmless. Okay, listen. We got HP. We got triangles. We should get damage reduction. And I'm going to get even more damage reduction. I know we have 0 econ, but I think 0 econ might be like... That might be the name of the game, man. You know what else had 0 econ? The United States of America. And then that shit popped off. It had like the most econ that had like ever existed in history. That's because of some troubling policy decisions. Yeah, but like those aren't relevant to the metaphor. The point is, they got really rich. Rare to see a Canadian giving props to the American economy. Well, like, economically, I'm not going to put my country next to yours. That's, like, ridiculous. We're, like, our whole country is just, like, mining, banking, and Shopify. Like, but, you know, it's a lot like my favorite strategy game, Polytopia. Like, we have asymmetrical starts, right? Like, you know, U.S. has an advantage when it comes to, you know, natural resources and population size and fog of war. Up in Canada, we're on a simple 8x8 grid, constant symmetrical starts. We have like a lot of canola or something. A lot of uranium, I guess. A lot of water. I should have probably taken the fruit path, I suppose. I need to get some carrying capacity. Hey, NL, do you have a VR setup? No. I find VR, like... I would go to my friend's house, if my friend existed, and play VR on their setup, but having it, like, in my own house is annoying. I mean, I have a Gen 1 Vive, but it's, like, I just hate using it. I used it for, like, 3 hours and was like, this is the best thing ever. Can't wait to use it tomorrow. Next day, I got in my living room and was like, I gotta move the coffee table out of the way. I gotta... make sure the cameras, they weren't even mounted to the wall. They were just, like, hanging on bookshelves and stuff like that. And I'm like, just to play virtual reality pool? Like, it just doesn't seem like... I'm not sure it's worth it, man. Kate has the PSVR. That's a little simpler. I don't know, like, honestly, you can call me a VR hater until you don't have to wear some shit on your head. If I just have to wear, like, glasses or something like that, that's fine. But, like, I'm not wearing a full-ass headset. The VR has to get so good for me to accept the headset. If they can get it all in glasses like Marvel, then sure, I'm in. But I'm not, I mean, you can't -2 me. I'm just telling you, I'm not saying, like, the industry shouldn't exist. I'm just saying my ass is, like, my ass is out until you make the technology, like, substantially less annoying. I'm craving a DQ Blizzard now, though, for sure. No doubt about it. Okay, some triangles. It does give me motion sickness, too. And I mean, like, I'm not saying it'll never get there, but, like, we need some time until, like, my problem with VR, I guess, is that from a gaming sense, like, so many VR games are, like, a worse version of an existing game that skate by because of the novelty of feeling like you're fully immersed. Like, look, hey, it's like a dungeon crawler, but you can use your hand to reach into a pouch and pull out items to look at. Like, that shit is novel, is very cool, but at the same time, like, after 20 hours of that, aren't you like, man, I wish I could just click my damn mouse or something like that? Like, I think admittedly, I'm ignorant to the VR landscape, but I feel like I'm still waiting for, like, that game that's going to change the like the way that you think about games using virtual reality instead of just like, hey, the shit that you used to do with your mouse, now you do it with your hands. Okay, I gotta go up. But I will say, someone said Beat Saber could replace your Peloton. I'm telling you it can't. Nobody's hopping on the Gran Fondo, and they're like, oh, what was your training? And they're like, oh, 45 minutes a day of nightmare level Beat Saber. Okay, I'll see you at the after party. I'll already be like 4 IPAs deep by the time you come huffing and puffing up to the damn parking lot. No disrespect. What was your initial motivation for riding the Peloton? I was, like, fat, to be honest. That was the big one. Well, this seems spooky. That was a big part of it, was the fatness, I would say. You are not? No, not now. Maybe a little softer than I'd like to be because I'm eating 8 mandarin oranges a day. But I was looking pretty puffy in the, you know, videos from like November last year for sure. Hey, stop that. Stop that. Stop it. Stop it. Do a quick little, do some little healing here. Why not? You know what? It's time. Yeah, that's fine. You were not. You gotta remember as well, like when you look at me, and this is a little streamer trick. I don't want to blow up streamer spots. My eye line is here. My camera is like, I don't know, 4 inches above it. So you essentially have no idea what I actually look like. That's why I was getting annoyed by all those Halloween photos. Everybody, because we take them with our 2-year-old, everybody gets down, like, on their knees to take the photo, and then takes the photo from, like, the least flattering angle looking up. And I'm like, why the hell would I did 315 Peloton rides in 11 months just to have people take a photo from, like, 3 feet lower than my damn eye line? From the daddy pig angle? So basically, I'm trying to say, like, I look like I'm like 5'10", but actually I'm like 6'7". I'm taller than Steve Nash, I can tell you that much for sure. Why don't you kneel as well then? Why don't I kneel in every single photo so that people don't take a low-angle photo of me? I guess because I'm not a psychotic freak. I'm not a... Because a Halloween photo with my toddler is not so much about me as it is about getting a family photo, like, with my daughter. In Halloween costume. Just start taking every photo from, like... No, you can't take that. Let me do it and then take it from the MySpace angle. And then go... Please stop lying. I'm not lying. I'm probably taller than Steve Nash. Although someone in chat said he's 6'3". I think they're lying. You must be debilitated. Whoops. He's 6'2"? Yeah, in heels maybe. These guys don't slow down, huh? Hey, come on. Come on! That's not what you want to do. You want to do that one. That basically sucked really bad. We're about to use the repellent. So I think we should get better, like longer repellent. Even longer repellent. And then I think that's fine. And then what do we have for water? 7 water. I'm willing to give you a little bit of that. Econ, yeah, it's not in a great spot, honestly. You think? I'm not like upset with it. I guess I shouldn't take this down, but here I go taking it down. Wasn't there more down here? Sorry. Whoa, whoa, wow, wow, wow. Thoughts on birthday clown as a career path for millennials? What even, like, how am I supposed to answer that question? Before you ask a question, you gotta ask yourself, is there like a logical... Listen, you've gotta escalate the bit, okay? Some of you clearly have never taken improv class. You're throwing, like, suicide passes here. You're Michael Scott, you know, pulling a gun in every sketch. The question has to have like a... Here's the thing. Here's a little comedy shortcut for you that I just am making up off the top of my head. The best thing you can do in a two-person dynamic where you're trying to make someone laugh, or make an audience laugh, I suppose, is ask the other person a question with a really obvious answer. Because it creates 2 possible scenarios on your UML flowchart. The first scenario is that they give you the obvious answer, in which case you follow up by saying something insane to subvert people's expectations. The other one is that they subvert people's expectations by saying something insane instead of the obvious, and then you call them psycho. And then that's how you get that little back and forth. So you ask a question like, do you think OJ did that shit? And then based on their reaction, you know, there's many different directions you can go in from there. Infinite humor glitch unlocked. You should be on SNL. SNL's not improv, it's comedy writing. Improv is easy because people are like, holy shit, he made me laugh with something off the top of his head. He's the funniest guy of all time. Comedy writing is really hard because people are like, they're trying too hard. I don't laugh when people try to make me laugh. I only laugh like by surprise. I love like getting 20 plus 2s and then 1 sorry, but that's not how it works. Sorry. So this is how democracy lives, with thunderous applause. Hey, 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 hey. I only laugh when the entire joke is that there's a celebrity cameo. Dude, that shit makes me, like, it's so annoying. Look, there was an era... I haven't always been the snob you see before you today. Did I briefly think it was the funniest thing of all time when Bill Murray shows up in Zombieland? Holy cow, that's Bill Murray in a zombie movie. What the hell? Now that shit is like, is very bat chest. Give me this. This is where I wish to be. And I guess I'm already there. That's so baddie. So true. Water. There's my mother load. You picked the only cameo that's actually good. I mean, I don't think it's necessarily horrible. But, like, the joke is largely that it's Bill Murray. You know, a worse example is Mike Tyson in The Hangover, for sure. Even though I still think The Hangover is kind of underrated because it's a product of its time and that time is gone from us. That's a good cameo. I mean, what's fun? What does it add to the movie except that it's Mike Tyson? Holy cow, Mike Tyson in this movie? One more. One more. One more. You piece of shit. What about when, like, Larry King shows up in a movie and interviews a character? I like when there's news that uses, like, you know, real news anchors. I'll give you a pass on Bob Barker and Happy Gilmore. I think that criticism would be in a better place if more people realize that it's impossible to criticize stuff like, forgive the use of the O word, but it's impossible to criticize things objectively if you grew up loving them. Because, like, the human mind is a trickster. Like, I grew up thinking Happy Gilmore was, like, the funniest comedy of all time. If anyone's like, what's your review of Happy Gilmore? Like, do you think it's a good movie? I could not tell you. Like, I have to recuse myself. I have too close of a relationship with the film. My judgment is clouded as a result. It wouldn't be responsible for me to give you my opinion. What the heck? It's impossible to review anything objectively. So when I said I'm sorry for using the O word, it wasn't because anyone would take offense to it. It's just because I wanted to avoid this pedantic discussion about can anybody really truly criticize anything. I didn't apologize for you. I apologized for me, knowing that I was going to see 100 messages that were like, you know, it is man's curse to only see things through his own eyeballs. So listen, you're not the enemy. You just happen to walk into the joke. There's no way you could have possibly seen it coming. If you're in a two-person dynamic, the best thing you could possibly do is walk into the other person's obvious tell, be a victim of their joke, and be the butt of the joke briefly. I blew up the tree. It's gone. I spent it. I wanted the cobalt. Took too long to find the seed. 12 points per wave, huh? I really want this power 3 first. Please. Oh my god. Oh my god. I can't go that way, man. That's too much. Dude, I was laughing. The Twitter verification discourse continues, and it gets me every time. Did you see the poll? How much would you pay to be verified on Twitter? $5 a month, $10 a month, $15 a month, or nothing, whatever it was. And there was like 78% of people said nothing. But there's people in the comments, I can't believe that there's adults that use this reasoning. Someone said, well, 13% of people said that they would give $5 a month to be verified on Twitter. If only 6% of American Twitter accounts paid $5, the business would generate $500 million in revenue every year. I actually think that might be how they can turn Twitter into a profitable business. I'm like, do you know how many... What an incredibly high percentage 6% is in that situation? When there's people out there running like, you know, 90 different meme Twitter accounts to try to post affiliate links and stuff like that. It really is like if everybody in the world just gave me $1. It's just $1. If everybody in the world just gave me a measly $1, I would have $7 billion a year. Why doesn't everybody on Earth just give me a measly $1? Even if only 10% of the Earth's population gave me $1, I mean, that would still be like, what, $700 million? That's enough money for me. I'm not greedy. Or if you'd prefer, everybody on Earth could just give me a dime. Just a measly dime. It's just a dime, you wouldn't even notice it. If everyone in chat subbed right now. You know what's funny though? I feel like we've actually reached like the opposite level on Twitch. Where I'll like go to a stream, they'll have like 200 viewers and their subscriber count will be like 9,000. And I'm like, what the hell's going on here? You got like, your subscriber count is like 40x your viewer count. That's crazy. I mean, honestly, good for you, but at the same time, like, is it really just, because I do think that there's a point where like, maybe you've been doing this long enough. I've been doing this for like 10 years. We probably had subs that were like recurring. It's sucking it directly out of like their PayPal account or something like that. And then they just died. I know it was a morbid thought. But at this point, we must have like, I bet we've got at least 100 literally deceased subscribers on the channel. It's a morbid thought. I'm not trying to say like that owns. I'm just trying to say like, I think it's gotta happen. Or like, because and everybody finds himself, I think, in this position with other subscription services. They're like, I don't watch this asshole anymore. He like, you know, made fun of me in chat once. And then every month you look at your credit card statement and you're like, I gotta cancel that shit. And then you just like go make a snack or something like that and forget about it until the next month. That's like pretty much the Twitch business model, I think. That and subathons right now. Whoa. Okay, you gotta get debilitated. You gotta get destroyed. What's going on? I gotta heal. I gotta heal. I gotta heal. That's anything subscription-based? That's why I really need inflation to come down, though. Because, like, the worst thing that could possibly happen to my business is people finally being forced to go over their, like, monthly recurring finances with a fine-tooth comb because groceries got too expensive. And then being like, well, here's an easy $5. I could cut that without feeling... That's $60 a year I could cut without feeling even the slightest bit of pain whatsoever. No! Okay, we just got laser power. I do feel like econ's gonna matter. So I'm gonna save for a little econ, but you know what that means? That means I think we can afford to invest a little water in our multiplier. You ever think about that subreddit that makes people into a millionaire like once a year? Honestly, when I was like a little bit younger, that sounded like such an amazing, like the power of social media. It's like, wow, like every 6 months they make a millionaire. Then I realized that shit is actually just like the lottery. It's just like a really small version of the lottery. That's like you buy a lottery ticket for $1 and there's a 1 in a million chance you win $1 million. I mean, I wouldn't say it's a scam. Like, nobody's taking a rake on it. So, like, it's paying out, like, exactly what is being put in, assuming people actually follow through and, like, give the dollar. But, like, it's like a lottery, but with no legislative oversight. So, like, much more dangerous and prone to corruption. Like, just give me the lottery on that one, I guess. Like, that's when we go to the Canucks games. Probably not tonight because we're leaving in the first period, but I'll buy, like, some 50-50 tickets. The 50-50 is, like, from a gambler's perspective, it's the worst thing you could possibly buy. Because, like, all the prize money that goes in, half of it goes to charity, and only half of it gets paid out to the people who bought tickets. But as a human being, and not simply a degenerate gambler, I'm like, okay, that's like a better version of gambling. Is because even when you lose, you're like, well, let's just consider that like a charitable donation. Take me up, take me up, take me up. Yeah, anyway, casino. I would very much... Hey! I would very much love to get a teleporter now. Not sure you can get a write-off for that. Yeah, but like if I'm buying 20 bucks in 50/50 tickets, I don't need them to give me like a tax receipt for a $10. If I don't win the $10 portion that would go to charity, like that's a lot of ink and paper. We don't really need that. Hey, Spray Paint SOS, thanks for the raid. You're watching Dome Keeper. If you don't know what's happening, join the club. I want real speed. But I know, like, it's funny to me that in the world of like current normalized gambling, people are still so like anti-lottery. Now, let me. If gambling has one hater, it's me. Okay. All I want to say is that I feel like the lottery is fine as long as you don't think of it as gambling anymore, and you think of it instead as paying money to imagine what it would be like to be fabulously wealthy. Instead of being like, I'm going to win a bunch of money and get rich, I'm in trouble, I'm in danger. Instead of being like, I'm gonna win $100 million, you give them like $5, and then for a week in your head, whenever something bad happens to you, you get to be like, but this could all go away if my number comes up. If you get too much, like, there's people that buy like tons of scratch tickets, or they buy, you know, like $500 a week in lottery tickets or something like that. That's crazy. That's too much. But if you buy like a couple lottery tickets, and then when you're having a hard day, you're just like, but imagine if I won the lottery. What would I get? You get like it's like looking through a catalog of stuff that like you want to buy. Maybe you'll never buy it, but you do get the feeling. You get a little bit of the feeling, like instead of kinetic money, it's like potential money. That's the most depressing thing I've heard all day. It's actually like not that depressing at all. It's just, it's like, it's very, I mean, I don't play the lottery. I'm saying the lottery is like one of the most normal things of all time. At least in North America. Maybe that's depressing to you. It's still gambling, you're just gambling less? Yeah. No, I think that's, I think you've got me like exactly, I'm not a principle guy. Like, I think everything exists in gradations. Like, people will say things like, I mean, we're bringing it down to like a, this is making it a much more serious issue. I don't like gambling, but I do think there's a harm reduction aspect, like, to the lottery. In Vancouver, people will be like, you know, oh, it's unrealistic that, like, someone addicted to heroin is ever gonna quit cold turkey and then, like, become, I don't know, a CPA or something like that. Well, yeah, but, like, you know, if they could, if we could put scaffolding in place that's like, they do it less often. When they do it, they're doing it in a safe place that's less likely to cause them to be physically harmed or physically harm other people, commit crimes, or, you know, require emergency services or something like that. Like, maybe not everything has to be like, oh, why would I even exercise if I'm not going to get a six-pack? Maybe it could just be like, you know, the harmful effects being minimized is actually like a good thing. Now, I'm not trying to argue that the lottery is necessarily like a net societal good. All I'm trying to say is I think there's a disproportionate amount of ire pointed towards the lottery, which is relatively harmless compared to the proliferation of easy, like, cell phone driven mobile sports betting that's very normalized as just like, just having a fun time. I'm just having a fun time. The lottery is a tax on dumb people that don't understand probability. Meanwhile, dude, Jose Urbe is definitely gonna hit a home run in the 6th inning tonight, right after, I got to think of a major league pitcher. Right after Justin Verlander throws a curveball for ball 3 on the 6th at bat, you know? Like, I think the lottery is like relative. It's like a Campylobacter and Salmonella infection should be. It's self-limiting. They do a draw every 2 days or something like that. It's like my grandpa. The more I've talked to my parents, the more I realize, you know, what my grandparents were actually like as human beings instead of just people that gave me like a $50 gift certificate to Toys R Us every Christmas. They're like, yeah, your grandfather was pretty much like a degenerate gambling addict, but at least back when he was alive, he had to drive 45 minutes to get to the casino, and that shit closed at like 11. And I was like, you know what? That's a good point. He would be in a real rough spot in the modern era where you could just log on to some kind of like, you know, offshore online casino and put your life savings in and lose it in a second. At least when he was addicted to gambling, he had to get in his car, drive to the casino, make up an excuse, like lie to his wife, drive back. Kids these days, they don't know what it's like to have a crippling gambling addiction. You used to have to buy gas or get on like a shuttle. You couldn't just do it like on your phone when you're supposed to be asleep or anything like that. There was no crazy time. I gotta be honest, you probably see this coming already. I'm not sure this run has a good long-term prospect. We're losing a little bit too much HP every wave. Oh, you know what? Hold on. How much? We got 10 of these. Can I get the auto aim? I want the swivel head laser. It lasted an hour for no points. See, this is the kind of all or nothing thinking that gets us in trouble. It didn't last an hour for no points. We have 89 points. Sure, we don't have 4,300. It's not for nothing. We got 89 points. I do have to say, I'm lashing out. I'm looking for someone to blame. I'm definitely blaming Bishox. No offense. But I feel like I would have been a lot better off just taking the toxic spores instead of the mist, man. I'm sorry to tell you. I feel like it would have been really nice if these enemies were dying when I dropped the mist instead of just slowing down a little bit. Toxic Spores is way better. Wither is so good. Are you seeing this? Bishox, are you seeing this? Nothing personnel. Oh. Okay, my wife broke into my room with a hammer.
Yeah, but I said here's Johnny.
She did say here's Johnny. What are you doing with that?
I hung the calendar.
Ah. She's Johnny.
You played this game with one hand?
What are you supposed to do with your other hand? There's a right answer and a wrong answer. Hey, there we go.
Oh my god, it's a psychotic mining again.
What do you mean? I mine where the minerals are.
Why do you mine with the vertical?
You think I should mine more horizontal?
Yes.
I've heard that before.
You got no time, you got no time.
I got tons of time. What are you talking about?
Oh, that's the blue bee. That's the blue bee.
Talking about backseat driving.
What the heck is this whole empty place?
Well, when I have like, 2 seconds left, and I got nothing to do, I'm like, I might as well just mine it out up here a little bit.
What I am?
I can't believe she ran in here and said, go, 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 you've got no time. That's so...
I did not say go, 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 you got no time. But at the same time, your mining is crazy though.
There's nothing wrong with my mining. Honestly, if you can't navigate this mine, there's probably something wrong with your medulla oblongata.
Oh my god. I call that a psychopath thing.
What's your high score in this again?
Soon to be beating your ass.
Soon to be, huh?
It's just I didn't have time to play it, but I have a great run coming. Right now I'm at like 750. Excuse me, I have a hammer.
I know, that's why I'm so scared. You're just coming in my room with a hammer.
You better be careful. It's not copium, Chad, it's just truth.
It's very interesting. There could be a compilation of times I've walked into your stream versus times you've walked into my stream.
Yeah.
Almost every single time I walk into your stream, love you. Do you need anything for lunch? Have a good day, honey. Every time you walk into my stream, he's bald, lol, baldy.
I didn't know if you say that.
It's happened in the past.
Well, then maybe...
Maybe I shouldn't be bald. I knew that was coming. Maybe I shouldn't be bald. Des got it. She's avoiding the temptation right now. I'll tell you, I have 3 small plates and a teacup, and I do have some mandarin orange peels as well. I'm not gonna deny that I got some mandarin orange peels.
You just self-exploded. I didn't do
That time I did it to myself.
I
That's
didn't
true.
say anything at all.
She's got me on that one. That time I did it to myself.
You got mind jacked.
I'll have you know I did not eat 8 mandarin oranges yesterday, chat. I think I ate 4. I'm trying to limit my mandarin orange consumption because chat's making fun of me.
I've been working so hard.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. I put away all the baby juice in the bar and
Let's
cleaned out
go.
the goblin hole, changed the main filter.
Yo.
Changed the filter in the bedroom, put the calendar, got all the dirty clothing, put in the hamper.
Look at that.
Haven't even sat down since I got back.
I love. People said that I didn't even think about it, but they're like, "What the hell is the goblin hole?" Okay, so the goblin hole. Not everybody uses that term. When we bought our house, we had our walkthrough, and the guy was like, "Check it out. Not every house has this. Under the stairs, we like cut a hole in the drywall, so that." There's like a closet and then a hole in the side of the closet that leads to just like an open space under the stairs. And he's like, we gave you some extra storage in here. So we just call that the goblin hole. That's like deep storage. That's where we keep stuff that we don't need except like seasonally. Because in order to get to it, you have to move all the stuff out of the pantry so that you can then get through the hole in the drywall. But that's where my vacuum goes. We don't have the same kind of goblin hole then. Or you need to vacuum more often. It's one of the two.
Our goblin hole, there is no, like, you have to lift your legs to get into the hole.
It's very small. It's not like there's a door with like a hinge and a knob. Like it's literally just a hole in the house. And then you can move stuff out of the way and then you get in it yourself. You become the goblin. Would you say it's useful? It's incredibly useful.
It's incredibly
It's
useful.
unbelievably useful to have that kind of
How
storage.
did people rent that place out?
We could probably sell it for like 100 grand. I bet we could be like, hey, we got like a little storage. I'll charge you, I bet we could charge like a parking space price. We could charge like 75 bucks a month for it. If it was in Gastown, you could probably rent it out for like 2 grand a month as a micro suite.
Yeah. I saw like when I was looking at the houses, and then like there was like a literally closet and a bed.
Yeah.
They're like, this is a rental space.
Yeah, you gotta.
It was like actually a closet, and there was like tiniest bed.
I remember during the peak of housing insanity, I saw Hikaru do a stream where he was like, here's what houses are like in Toronto. And it was like, hey, check it out. This one even comes, sorry, I got nasal voice. This one even comes with an office. And then the office was literally just like a closet that somebody had put a desk and a lamp in. And I was like, you know what? That's like actually what it's like.
Yeah, but it's Toronto, so they got more space.
I don't know. Toronto's, I don't know if it's as bad as Vancouver, but they're both like in the,
There's the water.
No, I need some Kleenex.
You need Kleenex?
I need Kleenex. So it shows it's a sign of weakness. Hey, there we go. Wasn't that your office in your old place? Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, not only I got you one, I got you
Yo, double Kleenex. Love you. Hold on. Once we get this stuff up to the top, I am going to blow my nose. Bro, I need a teleporter. We're wasting too much time. Kleenex is a brand? Ah. Yeah, and this is brand name Kleenex. I'm buying the brand name facial tissue. Hang on, I need some help. How's my Bobby Cannavale? I did shave like 2 days ago. No, there wouldn't be boogers in it, but there could be like tissue. Okay, how is this run gonna live? It won't. Okay, but like, if it could, how could it? It can't. Okay, but if it could, how could it? I think we gotta invest in econ still. Would you describe yourself as an anxious person? I think there was a time where I was. But now, like, honest, I don't know really what happened over time. But, like, rather than imagine, like, I guess I've pivoted to more of, like, a sort of, like, nihilism. Well, I hate to say it because it sounds like it's very demeaning. I'm not trying to suggest that, you know, if you have anxiety, like, just get better. I'm just giving you what I think happened to me. Is, like, instead of having to, like, imagine problems that have not happened yet in my downtime, with kids, you're constantly, like, busy, quite frankly. So, like, I don't have time to imagine problems that haven't happened yet, except when I'm, like, going to sleep. And instead, I just, like, always have some shit that needs doing, so I do it. So I have less anxiety. I simply don't have the luxury to be anxious, which, again, I understand how it sounds. Forehead from Dan Giesling. I don't know, Dan, if you're in, like, the same boat. I used to be like, oh, what if this happens? What if this happens? And I'm like, I don't have time for that shit. Shit's happening, man. Shit's happening right now. I have OCD. Will having a child cure me? I guess what I'm saying is, do get it twisted. Having a child will save your life. When the game sounds great, it sounds great. It sounds like a Panos Cosmatos film. I feel that. +2. Kino's so true. Oh, they love me. I didn't get a probe. They love my Panos Cosmatos reference. Hello, Daniel, by the way. I was in a rush on the Peloton this morning. I didn't get to see what you were streaming today. Psycho Golf. 18 holes in 16 minutes. Do get it twisted. Oh! No, I did see you were playing Dark and Darker. And I meant to ask, like I've been seeing some people play that game. What's going on with it? And then I see a bunch of people in chat saying that it's Dungeons and Dragons Tarkov with 99% less loading time. Is it against other people? It's a melee Tarkov. Because I'll be honest, I saw, like, I don't know, 5 seconds of Lyric playing Dark and Darker, and I was like, it kind of looks like Slasher's Keep, which scares me. But if it's got some online aspects to it, I could be into trying that. Melee PUBG with the circle closing. It's a battle royale? No? Yes? Not really? It's a BR? There's a right answer to this question. Not a BR. It's Tarkov plus circle. What happens when... Oh, okay. So, like, imagine if you still have to exfil, but, like, the circle, the available space to loot and fight gets smaller the further away you are from the instance. Like, the further into the game you are. Okay, that's interesting. I see. Ah! We got 2 triangles. We could live here. Isn't that just Rumbleverse? Oh, never mind. I didn't heal fast enough. I was like, I got time. Oh, man. Okay, this is 169. That's not a good score. We got time to run one back. Why not? We can do all Dome Keeper today. I think that's fine. We've gone a long time without any Dome Keeper. Okay, choose prediction. No. We did not make it to 500. I still... God is my witness. God is my witness. I think it's teleporter difference.